Welcome back to our tutorial series on biometric systems. Unfortunately, the previous video I did not add some explanations to the things that we did. So in this video, I just want us to get a quick guide on Python, pip, Django, virtual environments, and packages. Now, what is Python? The computers simply don't understand our normal human language that we use to converse. So to give the computer instructions, you need to speak a language that the computer also understands. And one of the most popular and beginner-friendly languages is called Python, which is not the snake anyway. Python is used to build many things, including websites, mobile apps, games, AI, and even tools for controlling machines and robots. The reason why people love Python is because it's easy to read and simple to write. It also looks more like English than the programming languages that we have. That's why many schools, universities, and even companies teach Python first, since it is beginner friendly. So when you write a line like print hello world, all you are simply doing is you are just telling the computer to display hello world on the screen for you. So in a nutshell, Python is a language that the computer understands, and to communicate with the computer we need to use a language that it also understands. The next thing that we spoke about in the previous video was pip. Now, as we know, Python is a programming language that the computer understands, and we can use Python to communicate with the computer. When you are building something in Python like a game or a website, you are definitely going to need extra tools that are not built into the Python programming language by default. So these tools come in the form of packages. And the packages are like mini programs or libraries made by other developers. So the issue is you don't have to build everything yourself. You can simply install and use these packages in your own code. So how do you get these packages? You can use the tool that we call pip, which stands for Python Installer Program. Now, pip is like the Python's app store. When you want a new feature, like connecting to the internet or working with dates or building websites, you can just tell pip to go to the right package for you. So for example, you can just write pip install request. When you write pip install request, the command simply downloads the request package, which lets your program talk to websites. Pip makes the programming faster and easier because you don't need to build everything from scratch. You reuse tools that others have already built and shared. So whatever it is that you are doing, you can just tell Pip to find something in that area for you. Then you make use of it, which speeds up the process of building projects. The next thing is Django. Now let's say if you want to build a full website, something like a blog, an online store, or a personal portfolio. Sure, you could write all the code yourself, but it is going to take a long time and you might make a lot of mistakes along the line. So that is where Django comes in. Django is a framework, and Django is like a big package or set of tools that give you a starting structure for building websites. It handles the hard stuff for you, that is things like user login, administrator panels, managing databases, and routing web pages. It's like having a giant toolbox already filled with everything you need to build a modern website. So you just focus on what your website should do, and Django handles the rest. It is very powerful and used by big companies, but still simple enough for beginners to learn. So that is a brief introduction on the Django framework. Now the other thing is virtual environment. Virtual environment. This is also an important aspect, especially if you plan to build more than one project. Let's say you are a student taking multiple classes. For your science class, you might need a calculator and a microscope. But for your art class, you need paints and brushes. You wouldn't carry everything around in one giant big bag. That will be unnecessary and it will be a lot of weight on you. So instead of doing that, you can have a separate bag for each subject. So the day that you are going for the science class, you take the science class bag, which holds everything that you need for the science class. The day that you have an art class, you move with the art class bag, which holds your paint, your brushes, and everything you need for the art class. Then you leave the science class bag home because you are going for an art class. That's exactly what a virtual environment in Python is. A virtual environment is like a separate backpack for each project. Inside, you install only the packages you need for that specific project, and they stay isolated from your other projects. This is important because different projects might need different versions of same packages. You avoid conflicts between projects, you keep everything clean, organized, and easy to manage. And without a virtual environment, all packages will be installed globally for your entire system, and that can quickly lead to confusion. So we use the virtual environment as a backpack for each project that we are working on. So for instance, you are working on a blog application for someone, you are also working on a news website for another one, you are also working on a biometric system project. The biometric system project will need different sets of packages or tools. The blog will also need different sets of packages and tools. Technically, the blog, you will not need to install the facial recognition that we are using for the biometric project. So what it means is that we can create different bags for each project, and the bag is what we are referring to as the virtual environment. So we can create a virtual environment for the biometric project. We create a different virtual environment for the blog project as well. This technically means that the virtual environment for the biometric system, which is the bag, will hold only the things that the biometric system project needs. The virtual environment for the blog app will hold only things that the blog app needs. So there will be no conflicts. When you pick the virtual environment for the blog app, that particular bag will carry everything for the blog app, and it allows you to keep everything clean and organized and easy to manage. So using a virtual environment is a professional habit and it is recommended. It is how developers make sure each project has its own space, tools, and setup. So that is all for this particular video. In the next video, we shall continue